Hi everyone, it's me, Lily Divine. As you can tell from my previous videos, this is the Drag Queen 101 series that I'm doing on my channel so that aspiring drag queens, kings, whoever can maybe take something from it with stuff that's helped me over the years. So first things first, subscribe if you want to keep up to date with the channel, hit the bell button so you get notified of new videos that are being posted, and give a thumbs up if you want. In this video, as I explained in the last few videos, part 1 to 4, this is actually going to be just a quick, you get home from work, you get a text, says, hey, a performer dropped out. Or not even a performer dropping out. Do you want to do this gig tonight? You have, let's say, 3 hours. So in that case, let's say you just got home, you checked your messages, you had that message, you got 3 hours. You jump in the shower for 15 minutes, whatever, to clean up, you do a quick shave, so on and so forth. You get out, don't even have time to brush your hair, and away you go. Now, you want to make sure that you have a duffel bag usually ready, your typical go-to, which does help, so you might have your tights or whatever the case may be, your tucking underwear if you use them, gaff, whatever. We'll go through all that stuff in a separate video just to see what I have. Now, in that case, you don't have time to go through the enormous amount of makeup that you have. This is what I need, this is what I need, I need all this, I got to make sure I have this, because you don't want to get to the venue and realize, oh, I don't have lash glue. Oh, I forgot my bra. Oh, I forgot this, or whatever you forgot, because it does happen. It's happened to me. So I'm going through this one to kind of give you an idea as to how I pack for a show, especially if I'm running around for other entertainers or whatever, because I usually do my own shows. So, first things first. You might have seen this in the other video. There's nothing in it right now. This is what I keep my foundation in. Now, because I have enough foundation, I can always go ahead and make sure that I have some in here. And because I know I keep my foundation in this, I can just take this off the counter or out of the desk or whatever the case may be, whip it into a bag, and away I go. So just for the sake of things, here's what I'll do. First things first, I always make sure that I have beauty sponges or cosmetic wedges. Obviously, I'm a little low, but I have other stuff, a couple of different things, some that are already in my bag. Now, foundation-wise, I know that every time I go out, although it does change once in a while, I might make sure that I have a Graftobian because I use the stage makeup. Warm bronze. That'll give me more of a natural tone. Eyebrows. For the highlight of my eyebrows, I always have a white, so I make sure I have another one. Deep tan, which is my contour color, I make sure I have that. If I'm really in a rush and I just want to do a basic black smoky eye, blend it out, I make sure that I have the black already in there. Because I usually, if I have enough time, I use my liquid eyeliner. That's already in there. Usually have a couple of these. Right now I only have one, but on the norm, there's always one in my bag. And because I block out my eyebrows, which is the quickest and easiest thing for me to do, I always make sure that I have a glue stick that I use. This is just an Elmer's Extreme glue stick. That's always in there. So now that I have my bag done, with my cosmetic sponges, because I've always got them, whether they're in a little baggie or not, doesn't really make a difference. If you don't want to take the whole thing, like you can get these from the dollar store, just make sure you have it in your bag already, because they usually have different pockets. But in this case, I got one in there. I can work with it, flip the sponge around if I have to use my fingers, because sometimes we're in a bathroom getting face on, whatever. I've done it in a stairwell. Bag is done. Now, Here's my other bag that I have. Now in here, foundation's already ready, right? Now in here is normally what I would have most of my stuff in. Extra powder puffs, sponges, everything. In here already, I already have one of these glue sticks. Something fell, I don't know what. Worry about it later. Also in here, because you might find as a drag queen or an aspiring drag queen, you might be a little rough and a little slow at first because using spirit gum or a Pros-Aide to get the wigs on, you just might not have enough time. I always have lots of bobby pins. They're in there. Now, because some costumes do have a strap, I might have, you might see my bra or let's say my one-piece bodysuit. So I always have those little strap things in there. It just kind of holds it together just so you don't see them as much and it's a little bit more seamless. So that's always in there. Now, because you can get pressed powder very cheap, you don't have to go to one of the big name brands. On the Norm, I use my Natural Buff and pressed powder from Wet n Wild. I never have an issue, so one of them each might be in there. One of my shimmers, same thing, but this is Essence, it might be in there. I also might have, because I usually buy everything in bulk for the most part, so I'll have one or two, like usually two of each item. There's a little bit of extra shimmer, that might be in there. I'll always have a blush in there for my contour, and let's say a white pigment, just to make the white a little bit more vibrant if I want to do it in my eyes or whatever the case may be. So I could have a CoverGirl one or Annabelle. It really don't matter. I have two. It's good to go. One can go in there. Usually have eyeshadow applicators. This is from Dollarama, $1.25. That might be in there because I might not have the time to grab my carrying case that has my brushes in it, so I have that. Can't forget any pressed powders that you might want to use for your eye, like to blend it out or whatever. If you're doing a basic black smoky eye, there's one that I can do. That's a NYC HD Color Trio eyeshadow. That's normally already in my bag. And then I have two different colors. In this case, I would probably take, I don't know what one this one is because the thing's rubbed off. But as you can see, it's got different colors on there. That would probably already be in my bag. Now, this isn't all expensive stuff, so it's just cheap on the go. I know it works. I'm going to go and use it. So let's say that's already in my bag. It's always good to have a little, it doesn't necessarily have to be this size because it does work. If you realize that, oh, I have a unibrow when I go to block out my eyebrows or whatever, you just see the little black hairs coming up, you might want to have a pair of tweezers. These are just my little travel ones for if I need. They're very good. It comes to a pointed edge, as you can see. So I just pluck them out. That might be in there already. It'll be in with my bobby pins. And just in case I have a new set of lashes and I need to trim them, I always have a little tiny pair of scissors. Or, as some of us have, nose hair. You might have nose hair there and you might have missed a spot wherever. You just might have to give it a little trim, or you can pluck them out with the tweezers. So that's in my case. That part's already done. Now, you can always go to Walmart, Shoppers Drug Mart if you're in Canada, or wherever, the Marcel eye makeup remover pads. Now, they do come in, just give me a second here. Sometimes you can get them in like a duo like this. Obviously, this is a bigger one. Sometimes I take this if I know I have a lot of time where I can just sit back and relax. But in the same aspect, if I'm traveling, I always have the smaller container. Because as soon as this one will empty out before this one, obviously, because this has 85, whereas this one only has 25, and you might use 4 or 5 to take off excess makeup. So that might already be in the bag. So that part's done. eyelash glue, I use the Wig Bond glue, or the Hair Bond glue as some of it says. That might already be in my bag. Usually I'll have Duo or Quo or one of the other brands. That might already be in my bag, but because I know I always use this, and for the most part somebody already has glue there if you do forget, because we're drag queens and kings and whatever, and you know, the gender bending stuff. A lot of us wear eyelashes. We might already have some, but on the norm, that's usually always in my bag. Now, we've gotten through all of that. Lipstick. You want to get to your lips. Now, normally it's either red or a blue or a variation of that. So maybe I'll have a lip pencil. That'll already be in there. White, as usual, because I like to highlight, but because I also have my white foundation in there, I do use that as well. It does make it look like your lips are a little bit plumper, an old school drag type thing, rather than just a basic overdrawn lip. So I have actually a couple of these in various different sizes. That might already be in there, so I'm just going to throw it in for the sake of it. Now, people say, oh, don't use dollar store stuff that makes you a cheap queen. Well, whatever the case may be, sometimes you just play around with makeup and things stick. And in this case, the Areposa, or Areposa, whatever, long-lasting lip gloss and matte. There's two different colors there. I have a red. As you can see, this one, I don't know where that one came from, but it's the same thing, just different packaging. If I'm doing a red lip, maybe I'll have one of the more expensive ones in there, which this is, I haven't got a clue. So something like this might already be in there. It is long lasting. It doesn't come off. I haven't found that it comes off. That might already be in there. Plus the white pencil, I've got the lips down, including the fact that I have the pencil liner that I can go in and overdraw my lips. If you don't have one of them, let's say, there, I have a couple black pencil liners. One of them might already be in there, but I usually book ahead for my shows, so I already have them in there. If I need a little bit more of a nude lip, I might have one of those pencils in there because I have a few different brands, different styles. Lipstick. You might want to use another lipstick if you have spares, like a red tone, pink, nude, whatever. That might already be in there. I already have a couple of these lip crowns, so it's the variation in color is off. But once you put the white on there, this tone might turn into this tone. Really won't make a difference. Other than that, you are virtually set other than lashes. Now, if you have enough time for glitter, maybe you have like a NYX glitter primer or whatever. That might already be in there because you don't use it, maybe you don't use it on the norm, but you just want to give it a little bit of a... So that could be in there. Now, of course, this is going on the assumption that, let's say, you don't have time to put on nails, whatever. Nails are great to feminize the hands, if that is what you're doing, or if you've already got like a nail polish on. Pardon me. That's fantastic. To me, it really doesn't matter. I don't use nails all the time. You might have a little package of nails in here if you have the time, but like I said, for the sake of this video, it's actually just because you got home on a Friday after work. Maybe it took you a half hour to get home, so it's at 5:30. You had a 15-minute shower that included shaving, whatever you needed to do to get ready because you got that message when you got home. It could have been on your answering machine. For the most case, people do it on their cells. So you've already got that. Now, because you've already got your packages ready, That's everything I need to make a face, do my contour, the whole 9 yards. So the only thing that we haven't touched base on for this is the fact that you're going to need a setting powder because you don't want a lot of it to rub off. That is fairly easy. Now you can get Marcel, whatever, CoverGirl, whatever the case may be, Revlon, whatever the powder is. Sometimes people will have it, sometimes they won't at a show. But if you're on the go and you have to get this done because this booking is going to give you $50 or plus tips or whatever the case may be, it wouldn't hurt to take some of your setting powder. Now this is just a translucent. This isn't normally in my bag. I do have a small container. It's only maybe as big as this. And it actually has some of the setting powder in it because I have puffs already in a bag ready to go. As we were saying that, you know, it might be in here already, and normally mine are. I have them out because I did the videos the other day, and they have to be washed. But this might already be in there, so I can take one of those puffs, do what I need to do, and away I go. Or if you have one of your big brushes, like a kabuki brush, that'll actually fit in the top. You can just powder it, brush it off, whatever, and away you go. Eyelashes. As I was saying, I already have mine in here, and we're at 16 minutes on the video. That includes all the little nitty-gritty stuff that I'm talking about. But mind you, this is only just because I'm working on something quick to go and get to the gig. Lashes. If you don't already have a set of lashes in your travel case, because it is good to have, then you might have to grab your other lashes. And if you have them in a familiar case on the norm of what you know they are in and they're easily accessible, mine are in this. They do fit in this box or in this bag, so I can just shove them in. If not, a lot of the times I'll have these already out. I do have other pairs of these 301 lashes, and they're relatively cheap to get. You know, there might be a couple already in there, or even one in there. One set will do if you're going out. If you like them fuller, one set will do just fine. If you're going out, you have, let's say, a half hour face, 45-minute face to get on because it's going to take you X amount of time to get to the venue. It's okay to have a couple pairs in there. You might only have enough time to put one set of lashes on when you go out to do your first number, and then when you come back and you do the quick change, depending on how the flow of the show's going, you might have enough time, especially if there's a break, to do touch-ups that you need to look even better going out. But you already have everything you need, including brushes, which sometimes I have a lash there. Look at that from a previous show. Sometimes your brush is already in this. That's fine. You see it sitting there, grab it. And away you go. This actually belongs to another entertainer because it's got left at my place from the last show I did. But these are already in there, let's say. Sometimes if you already, I got a lash flying around. Sometimes if you know the package you have already, these are already in there. I have one of these as well, which is just to put the lashes on sometimes. If I have nails and I have enough time, I will use these because I drive to a venue. So if I have my nails on already and most of my outfit on, I can take these and just kind of put them in place. But in that case as well, I usually have a spare pair of lashes because there is always that one person, maybe not even just that one person. Maybe you have a couple pair, like a few different pairs in here because you already have that in your bag. There might be somebody that needs a pair of lashes. It's not like lashes, people say, oh, lashes are expensive. Not really. It's minuscule as compared to going and buying like a puck of foundation. These pucks of foundation run me anywhere from $15 to $18 a puck. pair of lashes, especially 301 lashes, depending on where you get them. I grab mine off of Amazon for bulk, and the one supplier that I have for 6 pairs, I get them for 12 bucks. So do the math. And especially if I already have an extra set of pair on there, because I don't have enough time to bulk up my other lashes that I'm taking with me, maybe I'll stick these on because they are fuller. Either way, it's just as easy if you already have them in here just to go, or if you see them like, oh, I need my lashes. You already know what they're in. Stick them in the bag or throw them in your duffel bag, and you're out the door. So there, even with something like this, if I have setting powder in it, because I do, or even one of the smaller ones like this, I might have setting powder in it as well. Now it could either be a translucent powder or it can be one of my fair tone powders. Really don't make a difference to me. I do have a few of these actually, and a few of these that are full of powder, so I have them on the go. So maybe they're already in there. You already got your other makeup remover wipes in there, plus this. And you know what? As simple as that is, you might have a brush in there as well. It could be a picking brush or like one of these. That'll do just to kind of give the fine tune or whatever. Sometimes I have one of them in there. Almost always I have a teasing brush because it does soften a lot of stuff out. You might get away with that. You might already have a bigger brush in your bag ready to go, because it's good to have spares, because you never know when that phone call is gonna come. So even if these are not in my bag, I know where they are. And just by opening up my drawer next to my makeup table, which is my desk, I can grab these and out the door I go. If I've already got stuff, let's say, in my car or sitting there waiting. Now, that is the end of this video, and I thank you for checking in and coming along as I kind of give a little bit of pointers as to stuff that might help you out. Like I said earlier in the video, this is just my opinion as to what can help you. If you like this, subscribe to the channel. I'll try to keep them coming. I'm trying to do more than 3 videos a week, because makeup wise is good to, if I'm doing makeup, just to go piece by piece as to what I'm doing in the structure. If you want to keep up to date with the videos as to when I post them, hit the bell button, give me a thumbs up. It works. Just means that you're liking the videos as to what's going on. And we'll chat to you all in